That ain't it, man. That ain't it. It's just not it. In the words of Stringer Bell, this is a 40-degree day. You 60, niggas is damn near grilling outside. 50 is good. 40, nobody cares about 40. What the New York Knicks just did is a 40-degree day. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Scott here, man, at Barbchair Scott on all social media platforms. Welcome to another edition of Scott Reacts. Shout out to everybody watching. If you are new to the channel, press the subscribe button, turn your notifications on, leave a comment, all that good stuff, man. Shout out to everybody who is subscribed. I am at 300 subscribers right now. Now, for some of you, that number might not be shit. In the grand scheme of things, it ain't shit. But considering that I had none of this a month ago when I started this channel, I appreciate the 300 people who have subscribed to the channel, man. We're going to continue to build everything over here, man. Scott Lewis podcast will be debuting next Wednesday. Look forward to that. But we'll worry about that when it's time for that. But let's talk about the New York Knicks hiring a new head coach. That they are hiring former Kings coach, former Cleveland Cavaliers coach, former Golden State Warriors assistant coach Mike Brown. Now, let me just start off by saying Mike Brown is not a bad coach. Mike Brown has a championship, has multiple championships as an assistant in Golden State. He took the Sacramento Kings to their first playoff appearance in nearly 20 years. We all know he's been to the finals 20 years ago with LeBron James and went to a couple Eastern Conference finals. The thing is this, and this kind of goes back to what I was just saying in my Chicago Bears video that dropped yesterday. Shout out to everybody who watched, about the truth of the Lovie Smith era, where firing Lovie wasn't the problem. It's who he replaced him with was the problem. That's the issue here. Mike Brown is a good coach when you have an up-and-coming team who are trying to get in the playoffs for the first time and make some headway and be respected as a playoff team. You got rid of a coach that took you to your first conference finals in a quarter of a century. Your first coach that led you to back-to-back 50-win seasons in like 30 years. To replace him with Mike Brown? It just doesn't make any sense to me. And it felt like all along, after they fired Tom Thibodeau, that the Knicks didn't know what the fuck they were doing. If you look at the entire search, getting turned down by every team in the fucking league to interview their coach. And then this Mike Brown thing comes out of nowhere. And then, I see Knicks fans right now doing the same thing that, honestly, every sports fan on planet Earth does. Knicks fans are not the only fans who do this. Every sport fan, I don't care if you're an NFL fan, NBA fan, soccer fan, hockey, baseball, whatever. We like to talk ourselves into things when it comes to head coaches or just anything involved our team. This ain't it, y'all. This is not it. Am I saying that this team, is their season's over? No, I'm not saying no shit like that. But you can't sell me Mike Brown when you get rid of Tom Thibodeau. If you're gonna get rid of Tom Thibodeau, and I thought they were for sure going to get a Mike Malone, you know what I'm saying, or somebody who's been more proven recently, somebody who's won a championship. That will probably as a head coach. To me, that's where you go. If you're gonna get rid of that coach who took you to these, these places you haven't been in a long time, you need to upgrade. You know what I'm saying? You need to upgrade. So this just doesn't make any sense to me. And if you look at it, the Eastern Conference obviously going to be wide open again. Boston, as constructed, doesn't look like they're really going to be a force. They got rid of a couple people, got rid of Drew Holiday, got rid of Kristaps Porzingis, and Jason Tatum's going to be out with an Achilles injury. The Pacers aren't going to do shit next year because Tyrese Halliburton's out with Achilles injury, and they traded Miles Turner yesterday. The East is wide open. I get that. But to me, if you're going to get rid of that coach, you have to upgrade. I don't get it. The Knicks have never beaten the allegations of not knowing what the fuck they're doing. We gave them a lot of grace these last couple of years because they built this team and where it was at. But this is a backwards move. It's a backwards move. I'm sorry. And I just don't get it. And I think one thing that he probably will do that's different from Tibbs, obviously the main problem with Tibbs was playing his players too much and being real stubborn. But when has Mike Brown ever won a playoff series as a head coach when LeBron James wasn't on his roster? Like never, like never. Like you had that great year. Was it 2 years ago with the Kings? Made the playoffs for the first time in 20 years, and you lost on your home floor in Game 7 to the Golden State Warriors. Like I mean, it's just stuff like that. And then last year, then the year after, the year after, you didn't even build off that year you had. You got worse. You made it to the play-in game, won the play-in game, and then lost in the first round. Like you can't do stuff like that. That's just not the kind of guy you bring in for a group that's trying to get to the next level, man. I don't understand that at all. I don't get what the Knicks are doing whatsoever, but that ain't gonna cut it, man, whatsoever. Don't really. That's all I really wanted to rant on today. This is not a long edition of Scott Reacts, but yes, I'm not even a Knicks fan, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And stop trying to talk yourself into this, Knicks fans. Stop trying. You deserve better. Do not. And like I said, before y'all try to clip this up and try to come back at me in a year from now, probably, I'm not saying he is a bad coach. It's just a 40-degree ass day. And if you're gonna get rid of your coach like Tom Thibodeau, he should not be the one, man. But we've got a real busy day today in media and sports media. Scott Lewis podcast dropping next week. Look out for that. I'm gonna try to do it every Wednesday, even when the football season starts. And it's, I'm not gonna hold you time again and all that. I'm gonna try to at least keep doing it on Wednesdays. But anyway, it's your boy Barber Chair Scott here, man. Until next time, I'm up out of here.